Hello everyone! Some information regarding Maisha France. The contents presented by Maisha France are mainly destined for the East African region of viewers with the aim of discovering some particularities of the French culture through the eyes of a Kenyan living in France. Hello, bonjour. My name is Maggie and welcome back to Maisha France. Today on Maisha France we are meeting this lady that works at a winery. Come with us. We have just arrived at the Chateau La Verrerie, which is in Luberon in the southern part of France, and let's go and discover together. Now let's meet with Patricia, who works at this winery. Hello, Patricia, and thank you for your time. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome, Maggie. Thank you for coming.
Great. Can you please start by telling us what's the location of this place? Where are we? What's the name of the winery?
We are in the south of France, in Provence, in Luberon, which is a part of Provence, and the name of the winery is Chateau La Verrerie.
And how big is the winery? Can you give us in terms of the acres? How big is it?
Acres is 340 acres, the whole estate, and the vineyards is 140 acres. We are producing also olive oil.
That could be a topic for another day.
Yes, of course.
Could you start by telling us also what types of wine do you produce here?
We are producing rosé wine, which represents 35% of the production, whites, which represents 15% of the production, and also red wines, 50% approximately. And we are producing dry wine for the rosé and the white, dry and fruity, very aromatic. And for the red, we are producing full-bodied wine with characters, with red fruits.
We've heard of organic and inorganic wines. Could you please tell us what's the difference and which one of these are you producing?
We are producing organic wines, which means that we are using only natural products. And for a non-organic wine, they can use chemical products.
So why the choice of organic? Why?
It is an evidence for the planet, to save the planet and also to make great wines.
Okay, what are the requirements of having quality wine? Is it something to do with the climate? Is it the soil? Could you please tell us more about this?
Yes, to make great wines you need to have a good terroir. We can't translate this word, which means good soil, good weather, good grapes, and also the know-how of men.
So imagine that I have bare land. Can you tell me from the beginning, how do you start? Do you plant seeds or do you plant seedlings?
Seedlings. We are planting seedlings. To get the first harvest, it takes 3 years, but to 5 years to get a good harvest.
After you harvest the grapes, how long does it take to get the wine in the table?
How long does it take? For the rosé, 5 months. For the whites, 8 to 10 months, and depending on the grapes we get on the vintage, could be 12 to 24 months.
Within 3 years?
Yes.
3 years you have the wine on the table?
Yes.
Okay, great. Could you consider this, the wine business, a fragile business, or is it profitable? Or what would you advise someone who wants to venture in this?
It's a very fragile business due to the weather events. You can lose your harvest due to the storm, due to rain, to hail. And for example, this year with COVID, we lost a lot of business, so it's a very, very fragile business.
We talked about 3 types of wine. Could you tell us which wines are recommended for which types of foods?
For the white meat, and also cheese, goat cheese. For the red meat. For the rosé, fresh and easy cooking.
Great. So can we cook with the wine?
Yes, you can cook, but it's a pity to cook with our wines since they are very very great wines, so could be. No, so yes, you can cook with wine, of course, to make meats and that. Les moules, you say that yes, you know, of course, but we are not cooking with our wines.
What are the prices like for your wines here?
The prices are between €11.50 and for the first cuvée, and up to €34 for the top cuvée in red.
If I wanted to buy wine from here, I could go and buy straight away from where we are?
Yes, of course.
And do you export?
Yes, we are exporting. It represents approximately 10%. We are exporting in England, Switzerland, USA, Japan, Belgium, Netherlands. Perhaps I forgot some countries.
Finally, could you tell us why you chose to work in the wine business?
When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a doctor. So when I was 40 years, I lost my job. I made up my mind to become a nurse, but it takes 3 years. I appreciated wine, and for me, wine is a way of sharing our culture, our identity. It's friendship also. I studied for 1 year, and I get a diploma in the wine.
Fantastic.
The wine is the blood of life, but with moderation.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome, Maggie.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
That was Patricia Castells from the Chateau La Verrerie in the southern part of France. See you next time for a new story of a Kenyan living in Paris.